YouTube, what's good? It's your boy, Paul Harris, aka Producer. Hey, if this is your first time tuning in, go ahead and hit the doggone subscribe button, hit the notification bell every time I post up new content. Uh, Listen, people, here's the deal. For those of y'all that's actually really going to watch this, I'm calling this one Lucifer's Harp, and I got in parentheses the winter storm that is currently going on right now, and it's actually really, well, let's just say if you here in the state of Texas or any of the other southern states that actually really don't get hit with this type of weather, right? Then life has really become really difficult for the people that's in the southern states, right? On top of what just happened this time last year. Matter of fact, the coronavirus, for the most part, is actually like really starting to gain momentum probably around about the same time last year, right? Now, the only reason why I'm actually like really bringing this up is because I have to give this one to my good friend, Ms. Marsha Rochelle, because she was the one that actually really pointed it out, right? And then when you actually really stop and think about it for a minute, it makes perfect sense. Because last year, right, around about late January, it hit the states, right? And then if y'all actually really saw the show that I actually did last year called Lucifer's Harp, everybody doing the doggone coronavirus dance, right? And so for the most part, again, let's fast forward it, here it is 9 months later. I'm coming back at y'all once again. Lucifer still got the harp going, right? Still playing the same song because y'all steady out there with your mask and shit on. But then you know how you plug it, you know how motherfucking producers, how they do shit when they coming out with a song, right? They gonna be like, hey, look, what y'all think about this? And then they be like, okay. Everybody get their okay, then it's okay. Well, look, we're gonna put it out there. And for the most part, it's, hey, look, Lucifer's Harp, the coronavirus dance was the #1 hit, not only here in the United States, but across the water too, right? So for the most part, yeah, you had to stay at home, right? Especially if y'all actually really caught it or thought that y'all caught it, then yeah, you actually like really had to keep your ass in the house and still do the social distancing. So now here it is, that famous production crew, right? The same production crew that we dealt with last year with the coronavirus. Now, again, this winter storm that came about. They're like say, if you here in the state of Texas, pretty much a lot of people, they have shut the state of Texas down for the most part, right? And then I think it was something else that she said, like, okay, well, a lot of the liquor stores is open. So I guess they figured, well, shit, we can't go nowhere. Might as well get fucked up, right? So, but again, it's just, I'm just trying to tell y'all, look, this is how they play. This is what they do. They were just like, okay, well, eventually, they gonna get hyped or they gonna get hipped with the doggone coronavirus. So here's the thing, they want everybody to take the vaccine, right? And then you actually thinking that, okay, you can go back to work, right? But then motherfuckers say, oh, stop the press. So he got that H.A.A.R.P out and be like, hey, you know what? I need to make it snow in the state of Texas real good, because can't none of them motherfuckers drive worth a damn. And you know, just for, and that's when it ain't no snow on the ground. And just like I say, a lot of the other southern states, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, you know, West Virginia, Virginia, I'm not really worried about up there in Ohio. Y'all motherfuckers catch that shit every goddamn year in the first place. So I'm really not even gonna talk to y'all or talk about y'all. Cause like I said, y'all catch the shit. Y'all used to this type of weather, right? So, but I'm just talking about like it's, you know, as far as like every goddamn thing else, right? You in any one of these states, then yeah, you catching it pretty much right now, right? And for the most part, so again, they don't want you to go to work no goddamn way, so they throw this storm on you, right? And the only reason, and well, hell, I already said that, right? H.A.A.R.P is responsible. Well, let's just say that H.A.A.R.P is more responsible for this one than say what happened last year, right? But if you actually really stop and think about it, who actually really controls H.A.A.R.P, right? Because because the last time that I counted, it was 13 H.A.A.R.P stations worldwide. So again, plucking the string, hey, coronavirus, put your mask on and stay in your house, so I come up with a bullshit remedy, right? And then like I said, you motherfuckers out there dancing and carrying on, right? And then the motherfucker will be like, hey, okay, look, we got him, right? So now we really now gonna make them think, okay, it's cold in the motherfucker. So they stroking the strings. Ooh, it's colder than the motherfucker. And they go out there and then they go out there and put that shit on the ground, right? And so you most definitely can't go nowhere. You know, and then again, I got to talk about the other stuff, but if but if you actually really stop and think about it for a minute, right? And it's all what the fuck it is. It ain't nothing more than a motherfucking bullshit ass scam, right? And speaking of scams, my good friends over there, Hannibal and Monty, they did a show last night, and they was actually talking about, you know, people getting scammed over all that kind of stuff. And apparently, they had one motherfucker looking like Bruno Mars or whatever, and you know, talking about, well, you know, I need this money for this, that, the third, right? Now, for everybody else, right, they actually really look at, okay, well, why the fuck do Bruno Mars actually really need any money? And then they actually really want to call it a scam. Now, if you actually really got beat out your money, then okay, I got it, right? But when you actually really stop and think about it for a minute, here's a guy that is part of the bullshit industry, the music industry, or the entertainment industry, right? So for all what we know, shit, Bruno Mars, they probably could be broke to the motherfucker right now, right? Because for one, you really don't know what the fuck you signed, right? And depending on how your upbringing was, and they put that piece of money, or that what the fuck they call money, in your face, then you sign the contract. Again, I know what the fuck you signing, right? And then you thinking you finna get all this money, and then once everything is all said and done with, you might end up with $20 in your pocket. Now, great the fact that's just a figure of speech, but y'all actually really get where I'm going with this. And then there was some other scams that they was actually like really talking about people did or whatever. And then then again, it's just like what I said, everybody ain't gonna catch on. Some people could be like, oh, you know what? Oh, that's bullshit. What the fuck he need money for? Right? But for the most part, it's just like what I said. Everybody else can be like, ooh, I'm gonna be a scam artist. Right? But then again, when y'all really stop and think about it for a minute, who's the ultimate scam artist out there right today? Because what I'm just gonna tell you right now, it's not just one individual, right? It's a whole bunch of the motherfuckers running around that just so happens to be leaders of their respective countries, right? This is all what the fuck this is, people. And then, then just like say, and then it's another. I'm pretty sure they off the air right now, but I was looking at like another, I was on another channel, right? And then for the most part, they was actually really talking about this whole thing about schemes and all that kind of stuff, schemes, scams, whatever the fuck you actually really want to call it, right? And and for the most part, you can be like, okay, yeah, I got it. Yeah, I can see that one. I can see that particular one, right? But if you actually really stop and think about it, people, everything that you do, or every job out there, regardless of profession, it ain't nothing more than a goddamn scam, right? Or it could be just for the simple fact that whatever it is that you're actually really doing, yeah, you may actually like really look at it as a job, right? But just know that the motherfuckers that you actually really work for, there's another agenda behind that. Because I give you a prime example. I give you a whole bunch of examples, right? I used to work for this. I used to work for a particular cable company, right? Now, for the most part, a lot of y'all might sit up here and say, well, goddamn, Paulus Harris, what? Okay, so now you on motherfucking, you on cable and internet now? I'm like, yeah, you goddamn right I am, because here's the deal. All what the fuck that's doing is just really intensifying the bullshit that you actually really watch on a regular basis. And especially for y'all that actually really got the little one running around, then what they watch, what y'all got them watching? It's either Mickey Mouse, SpongeBob, and whatever other bullshit that's out there right now, right? If you actually really stop and pay attention to some of them goddamn cartoons and what the fuck they be doing and what the fuck they be wearing, you might want to really snatch your kid out from front of the television set. Or matter of fact, take the goddamn iPad away from their head, right? Because like I said, what's that one university? Brigham Young? What the fuck you think the United States government is doing? Scam, right? And then you guys really look at that. See, and that's just on the entertainment level, right? Then we can, okay, then if that don't get you, then hey, look, go to your motherfucking local grocery store, right? And actually really look at what the fuck they trying to sell you in there. You know, again, you know, now for the most part, you know, and you know, for those of y'all that don't eat meat, okay, I got it. But guess what? Either way it goes, whether you eat meat or not, guess what? You still fucked up because ain't no telling what the fuck they actually really putting in the goddamn vegetables. Like seriously, right? And so a lot of people gonna be like, oh well, you know, hey, look, but it says this and it says that. Okay, well, if you don't know what the fuck is actually really about on that, if you can't read none of that shit on the back of the motherfucking back of the bag or box or whatever, and if you don't know what none of that shit mean, then you might want to Google that shit, right? And then be like, well, no, I can't eat that. So again, no matter where the fuck you go with this, all this shit ain't nothing more than, all of it ain't nothing more than a big ass motherfucking scam that actually really keep the dumb masses occupied, right? That keep you occupied long enough to be like, okay, all right, we can turn them loose, right? Because 9 times out of 10 now they didn't figure this one out already. So go ahead and put them here, let them figure this shit out, and then there's no these motherfuckers are always gonna be like about 2 or 3 steps ahead of them, right? So I listen. So I said all that to say this. Lucifer's harp. That motherfucker will never stop playing that goddamn harp, right? Because a lot of y'all actually really think that ain't shit happening. I mean, for the most part, y'all put like this. A lot of y'all may have act like you probably start to get a good idea. Okay, something is rather fucked up here, right? But then again, you just gonna be like, okay, well, hopefully this shit will blow over. No, it ain't finna blow over. Shit go, you know, people always holler about, well, it'll get, put like this, they'll be like, well, better days are coming, but it's gonna get a hell of a lot of work before it gets better. And you always say that. A lot of people always say that. Oh, it'll get worse before it gets better. Right? Well, again, it all depends on how it all depends on how you look at the last 2 events when the coronavirus started last year, and then we get all this motherfucking snow this year, and then it's still up in the air on whether or not motherfuckers gonna get stimulus checks and all that kind of stuff. And see, and this is, you know what? I'm gonna leave that alone because, like I said, you know, the motherfucker, he just got in office. He ain't even been in office 30 days yet, right? So you actually really, so let's give Biden and Harris, let's actually really give them a chance to see if they actually really gonna make good on what the fuck they told y'all, right? Because I didn't go vote. I know what them bastards is about. You know, I didn't go vote when Trump was when Trump was in office. I didn't vote for that motherfucker when Obama was in office. Guess what? I didn't vote for that motherfucker either. Right? And I think I said this, I only voted one time. Right? And that was only because when Clinton was in office. I mean, great the fact, I mean, you guys, you know, you can look at it one or two ways, right? Because, you know, for the most part, right, when you vote for somebody, you know, you can actually really vote for them on their political issues, how they actually really see things, and how if I become president, this is what the fuck I'm gonna do when I get in office. Or you can be like, well, fuck all that. He's from Arkansas. So yeah, I gotta go vote for him. Right? Knowing damn well That really ain't a good reason why to go vote for somebody. But then again, if you actually really stop and talk, think about it. A lot of you motherfuckers did that when Obama was in office. You could have cared less what the fuck he thought about the foreign policies and any goddamn thing else to do with politics. You didn't give a damn. You just look at that motherfucking skin color. That's all what the fuck it is. So again, scam artist, Lucifer, and his H.A.R.P. We got the bullshit weather. And just like I say, but look, hey, guess what? Go get your vaccine. Keep your mask on. Stay 6 feet away from each other. You know, but then again, it's just like what I said in previous shows. I'm like, motherfuckers always have a, well, social distancing. God damn it, we was already doing that. So again, that just goes on. They listen, they done told y'all to do some shit that you already been doing. But you didn't have to have no mask on when you did it. So what makes this time any different before the goddamn coronavirus came out? Or the so-called coronavirus came out? What was the big difference? People like, I'll wait on that one. Even though I already know what the fuck the goddamn answer is. But I'll wait on it though. Just to see what y'all gonna say about it. Right? So, you know, again, just know that the bullshit is out there. It's always been out there. I just hope that eventually that the masses will actually really come together and say, hey, this is bullshit. And then we go out there and be like, hey, look, we don't like what the fuck y'all doing. And again, you gotta look at, okay, well, what the fuck happened before Trump got out of there? Or what the hell did they think? Or what the fuck they made y'all think of what happened before Trump got out of there? They had a riot at the nation's capital. Really, people? Y'all actually really think that shit went down? All that goddamn security, if they got around that motherfucking building, right? And then only one motherfucker died? Okay, got it. Fuck games as usual. Another goddamn scam by the ultimate scammer. So, you know, for the most part, you know, anybody else? Okay, yeah, I got it. But I'm telling you something. The world leaders are way the fuck up here. Right? A lot of you motherfuckers out there talking about this motherfucker right here that's buried off the ground real good. What about this motherfucker? Because this motherfucker, or let's just say this, you got the man and the man. The man tells the man what the fuck to do and when to do it. And y'all ain't figured that shit out yet. So, that being said, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell Big Dad, tell Big Bertha, tell your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your pawpaw, motherfucker next door, across the street, around the corner. Paul Harris, aka the Medusa. Domino motherfuckers. And I'ma holler at y'all.